Hello guys, Fred here from Pro Tennis Trader. Hope you're well. So in this video, we're going to be looking at lay the draw in football trading. Now, of course, I am first and foremost a tennis trader, but if you follow my channel, or perhaps you bought some of my courses, you'll know that I'm also a Forex trader. And of course, I dabble in other types of trading as well. Essentially, if there's money on the table, why not? So, lay the draw. For me, this is the most profitable and pretty much straightforward type of football trading. Now, essentially, the idea is that you lay the draw, as the title suggests, so you bet against it at the start or during the game. Now, when a goal is scored, the draw price rises, and you can cash out for profit. Now, the edge comes from selecting high probability goal games and exiting with discipline. Now, discipline is the keyword here, which I'd like you to focus on. You have to have discipline in any type of trading. Apologies for interrupting this video, but this is just to let you know that you can download this full guide at protennistrader.teachable.com. Simply sign up for free, go to your products page, view all products, where you can see the whole catalogue of products at Pro Tennis Trader. And you'll see Lay the Draw, where you can download the full guide absolutely free. protennistrader.teachable.com. So, before the match starts, your pre-match analysis, just like with tennis trading, pre-match analysis is essential for profitable football trading, particularly with lay the draw. Now, it's only profitable if applied in the right games. And I've provided a checklist for you. So the leagues you want to be looking at, high scoring competitions. So the Dutch League, German Bundesliga, Championship, Swiss Super League. There are also a number of South American leagues as well, which do have high scoring matches. So keep an eye on that. Basically, do your own research. Now, you want to be favouring sides with attacking styles, leaky defences, and of course, high tempo. Essentially, you just want a high probability that a goal is going to be scored, and specifically reasonably early on. So what are the statistical benchmarks that we're looking at? So you're looking at both of the teams, and you want to be finding at least 3 of these with both teams. The first one is over 2.5 goals percentage at 65% plus. Now, this is year to date, ideally. That's what I do. I look at the year to date. Both teams score 65% plus. Average goals per game, 2.8 plus. Average first goal time, which is less than 30 minutes. Because, of course, you want to be seeing, you don't want to be hanging on in the trade too long. You don't want to get into sort of 70, 80 minutes, hanging on in there at 0-0, seeing your red on your profit and loss in the hope that somebody's going to score. That is essentially gambling. This is an actual strategy, a risk-managed strategy, where you want to see the teams scoring reasonably early on, particularly in the first half. And then clean sheets percentage, so below 35%. So you want to be picking out teams which do concede goals. It's all well and good them scoring lots, but also you want to be looking at teams that actually concede goals as well. Things to avoid: cup finals, knockout ties, because of course they're much more cagey, much more careful, a lot more defensive. If you look at England in the last 2 years, they are not matches that you would want to apply this strategy to. Have a look at the news. See if star strikers are missing. Obviously, you want the high goal scorers there. If it's heavy rain, poor pitch conditions, again, the play is going to be slow. It's going to be more careful. It's going to be more defensive. So just avoid those sort of matches. And teams known for defensive setups. So real defensive players, again, just look at the England team the last couple of years. I've used Atletico Madrid here. But you can find out which teams are the more defensive teams. So the entry points, when do we get in with this strategy? Then there are essentially two ways of trading this. Pre-match, so you simply lay the draw before kickoff. Of course, the odds usually between 3 and around 4.2. Anything beyond 4.2, your risk versus reward ratio, tends to slide a little bit. A higher reward, higher risk. With this strategy, as of course you're exposed from the start, you're not getting the best prices by entering pre-match. So the alternative is delayed entry. So you could wait, between 10 and 20 minutes, and of course you'll get a better lay price. But you still want to be looking at the stats and showing, attacking play. You want to see shots, corners, high possession, tempo. Now, of course, the odds will have dropped slightly, ideally into the range of 2.8, 3.2. So your liability is smaller and your risk versus reward ratio is skewed in your favour. So, of course, the strike rate does improve as, of course, you avoid dead matches. If you wait 20 minutes and it's really slow, not a lot's going on, you just move on. You don't trade that match. Exit rules, very simple with this strategy. You're simply exiting when a goal is scored. So, most simple way, instant cash out. You lock in the profit as the odds on the draw shoot up when the goal is scored. So as an example, say you lay at 3.6, liability is £260, goal at 25 minutes, you're cashing out for about £60 to £80 profits. Now, if the favourite scores early, say under 20 minutes, if you stay until half time, you will get better pricing to cash out. You're not going to, if the favourite scores early, you're not going to see that greater profit. So there is the additional option to stay in until half time. But of course, you do risk the other team scoring also, and you're missing out on your profit. So that's a case-by-case basis. Have a look at how much profit, if you're happy with that profit. If not, are you confident that the other team aren't going to equalise? If so, stay in for half-time and then cash out then. So what happens if it's 0-0 at half-time? With my strategy, I have two options. There's a controlled red, so you could exit with a loss, so around sort of 40 to 60% of your liability at half time. I very rarely do that unless the stats are really sort of showing that it's a high probability that it is going to be a 0-0 draw. The other option, which is much more favourable and I tend to do much more often, stay up until 60, 65 minutes, can go a bit longer than this, but not really too much further. But only if the in-play stats are showing constant pressure. You're looking at 10 plus shots, at least 3 on target. You want to have the confidence that one of the teams are going to score. Otherwise, it's like putting your money on roulette. You're literally gambling if you're not looking at these stats. So late game management, it gets late in the game and it's still 0-0. Now my advice with my strategy, exit, maximum 75 minutes. 70 to 75 minutes tends to be the sort of, where both teams are starting to get a bit uneasy. But again, if the stats are showing, little likelihood of anything happening, again, exit and take your loss. It's not worth you just staying in the market and your loss getting bigger and bigger and bigger in the hope that a late goal is going to come. So I'd say 75 minutes maximum if it's still level. Of course, beyond that, the lay price really shoots out. And of course, the risk versus reward ratio flips very badly against you after this point. So this is the approach that I take. You may have a different money management sort of system for this, but my staking is risking 2 to 3% of your bankroll per trade. Now you're aiming for 65 to 70% win rates, because of course with this strategy, your liability is a lot higher than your profit. So your risk versus reward, but of course that's why we do get these higher strike rates with this strategy. So essentially one loss can wipe out 2 or 3 wins. That's why discipline is key, and also your pre-match analysis and your in-play analysis. My advice is keep a log. So track leagues, teams, times of goals to obviously refine your selections. So putting all of that into an actual step-by-step checklist. So number 1, your pre-match scan. First off, look at the leagues. You want to be looking at high-scoring leagues. Stats, over 2.5 goals, more than 65%. Both teams to score, more than 65%. Average goals, more than 2.8. And I do this on the basis of the year to date. Look at the team news. Make sure the main attackers are starting. If the 2 main strikers are out, that's not a good team to be looking to adopt this strategy in. Conditions. You want to have good weather conditions, as of course rain, dodgy, soft ground is going to affect the play from both teams. They're going to be much more cautious, less aggressive. Your entry. 2 options. Pre-match, if you're confident, or delay it to 10 or 20 minutes, you're going to get better pricing to enter. But of course, what it gives you is the opportunity to see whether the game is lively enough. If it's completely dead after 20 minutes, then move on from that match. In-play monitoring. Now use flash scores, you can use SofaScore, you can use other live stat sites. But you're looking for shots on target, dangerous attacks, and a few other stats as well. You just want an overall picture that gives you the confidence that a goal is going to be scored. Exit strategy. Simply, when a goal scored, instantly green up. That is the most simple way of adopting this strategy. If there's no goal by half time, take the red or hold in until sort of 65 minutes. But if there's no goal by 70 minutes, 75 is the max for me. Exit. Don't gamble. There's nothing worse than sitting there for the last 10 minutes of a game just wishing that one team would score. We've all done it in cup finals, backing our team or watching England. And it's 50-50. That's not trading. That is simply gambling. Now, this is just a quick reminder that you can download this full guide absolutely free at protennistrader.teachable.com. Simply sign up for free, go to your products page, view all products, where you can view the full catalogue of products available at Pro Tennis Trader, and simply click on Lay the Draw and download for free. protennistrader.teachable.com. Now, if you would like to begin your journey into tennis trading, you can of course do at protennistrader.teachable.com, where I offer the full package to get you up and running as a professional tennis trader. You can start off with my free video course, a free introduction into tennis trading. If you would like to join the complete one, that provides absolutely everything you need and also includes a month of platinum traders. I am also a Forex trader, and I offer the one Forex strategy on my website. And of course, please do follow me on YouTube, Pro Tennis Trader, where you can find loads of trading videos, in-play analysis, trading psychology, and a lot more. Until the next time, good luck with your trading, and I'll speak to you soon.